and we are good to start now. Sorry, there was some glitch on my side in the previous live. So actually I lose the connectivity, but let's start this session. And this is going to be a very powerful session, and I'm trying to discuss about the core fundamental of the Zscaler. And that's the most important fundamental of Zscaler. That is the Zscaler app profiles versus the forwarding profiles. So trust me, guys, when you go for the any interview, the interviewer might be going to ask, what is a Zscaler app profile and what is the Zscaler forwarding profiles? And most of the engineers are always going to be confused about the app profiles versus the forwarding profiles. If you are aware, just comment in chat. You already know that. So we will try to understand the basic concept between the app profile and the forwarding profile. That is the very first thing. What is second thing? There is another fundamental we have. That's the app profile pack versus forwarding profile pack. So we have to understand what is difference between these two pack as well. Basically, why we need the app profile pack and why we need the forwarding profile pack. That also we have to understand step by step. So you guys are going to be aware about this. So I hope this is going to be very much clear to everyone, and we are going to see each and everything in deeper side as well. All right. So basically, what I'm going to explain this in this lecture, how the step by step all the concept is going to look like, and how the step by step you guys are going to understand not only the concept like where I'm going to discuss about theoretical understanding. No, at the same time, I'll make sure you guys are going to understand the like practical understanding as well. So if anything is going to be happen, you guys are going to get in the very easy way. And that is going to give the complete insight about the forwarding profile and the app profile. So what I'm going to do, first of all, I'll just show you how we are going to do this testing in our lab environment. So you can see here, we have this particular dashboard. And in G Identity portal, basically, let me start from the scratch. I'm in the G Identity portal. And in this G Identity portal, basically, I have the my all the access where I have the Zscaler Cloud Connector access, Zscaler Client Connector access, JDX, we have the Zscaler Digital Experience access, Zscaler Private access, and Zscaler Internet access. So I'm going to log in very first tool, that is the Zscaler Client Connector portal. That is also known as the mobile portals, mobile admin of the Zscaler.com. And another tool I'm going to log in, that is going to be Zscaler Internet Access. So probably I will show something on the Zscaler Internet Access, but most of the time we are going to do that on the basically this client connector portal. All right. So if I just want to discuss what is the app profile and what is the forwarding profile, before I start that, we have to understand what is the Zscaler client connector and why this Zscaler client connector is going to need these two profiles. So Zscaler client connector is the method. Let's suppose I'm the remote user. I'm working from the anywhere. I am the user who can sit in the airport. I'm the user who can sit in the aeroplane. Even aeroplane have the internet. I can use distance Zscaler. I am the user who might be sitting in the office location. Still, I need to access this Zscaler services, and from Zscaler I can access the any kind of the applications. Let's suppose I am the user who basically want to do that any kind of the configurations by setting the any holiday destination. That is also possible. We can do that. So for any kind of the connectivity, even I don't have the Zscaler and still I want to do some sort of the configuration, deployment and testing for my third party connectivity. Might be I'm sitting in the any kind of the vendor location. That's also possible via the browser access. So basically we have to understand what are the methods we have, and by using that method, how we can connect the Zscaler. So we have the method, we can connect the Zscaler by the browser access. Means how Zscaler? We are going to send our traffic to ZIA Cloud, GIA Gen, Zscaler enforcement node. So by using the browser, directly I can use the browser and still I can send my traffic. If I don't want to use a browser. My PC have one of the application that is known as the GCC application. Based on that, I can still send the traffic. If I don't want to use, I want to use a branch connector. This is for the SD-WAN, Zscaler SD-WAN. So I can send via that also. I can send traffic to the gen. I can use the cloud connector. Cloud connector is basically it's a workload. If I use the Amazon Web Services, Azure Web, like Azure data centers, if I'm going to use a GCP, my server are hosted going to be there. And if I want to make the connectivity, it's absolutely fine. I can make the connectivity, and those devices are required the cloud connector. That's similar to this app going to be installed like GCC kind of the app. And even I don't want to use these all anything, and I want to use some third party tool like a Cisco router, Juniper router, might be the firewall. Still I can reach to the Zscaler, and that is going to make the connectivity by using the any SD-WAN router. Means end of the goal means you have to send the traffic from, basically, let's suppose you working from the anywhere, working from anywhere, working from the office, or might be your workload in your data center. This could be the public cloud, private cloud like AWS, might be the Azure. You have the internet connectivity, and then we have the Gen. This is the Zscaler enforcement node. So if I'm working from the home, I have two options. I can connect with the browser, means I don't require GCC app. Or second, I can install my all client PC GCC app. If I'm the office, I can use the branch connector. Branch connector is basically Zscaler SD-WAN deployment routers. It's going to look like in this way. Let me show you. So if you go here and check Zscaler branch connector, it's a router, right? So this is going to be like this. This is the branch connector. See, GT400, GT600, GT800 kind of router is going to be there, which is going to deploy in the branch location, which is going to make the tunnel with the my Zscaler Gen services. Now the third method we have, if I don't want to use the branch connector, I can use any routers. By using any router in firewall, I can build the GRE tunnel, IPsec tunnel, and then they can make the connectivity with the GN. This is another things. Even data center, then I can use the Zscaler cloud connector. So my workload is going to talk to my internet for any kind of the patch update, for any kind of the security posture check that is going to happen. So this is the method we can reach out. But we are going to talk today 90% case you are going to use the method that is a GCC, which is known as the Zscaler client connector. Okay, this Zscaler client connector is going to be installed in your PC, and how this is going to look like. If you go and let me show you, this is the applications which is going to install in your PC, and this application is known as the Zscaler client connector. Basically, it's a kind of the VPNs. If you're using the Palo Alto firewall, there is a global protect. If you're going to use the Cisco VPN, that is Cisco AnyConnect. If you're going to use the FortiGate, FortiClient. Similarly, Zscaler use the Zscaler client connector. I will show you how it is going to look as an interface as well. And based on that, you're going to connect the any kind of traffic to send on the internet. In that, we have a concept that is known as the forwarding profile and app profile, for which we are going to do the lab testing and we are going to do the understand. So what is the forwarding profile? I'm not going to talk these all. I'll just directly jump to the my actual slides. So we have the concept which is the forwarding profile, and that is the app profile. So basically forwarding profile and app profile, you have to understand. If I talk about the forwarding profile is basically a method. Let's suppose you are in their computer. You're going to type a Google. So how my this browser is going to redirect traffic to GCC client connector? Let me repeat again. There is a GCC application. This is a GCC application installed in your PC. Okay. Sorry. This is GCC client installed in your PC. The moment I will define the forwarding profile, that means whenever machine is going to use any kind of the browser, right? Then how my PC browser is going to send traffic to GCC client? This is the forwarding profile. Clear? Now, once your traffic is reached to this GCC app, then how this GCC app is going to send this traffic to GIA? GIA Gen. This is known as your forwarding profile, and this is known as your app profile. Clear? Means the first method, whenever you want to send any browser-based traffic for any method, route-based filter, or might be route-based, like you have the tunnel, or might be the packet filter-based tunnel. In both of the case, my traffic from browser is going to GCC, and then GCC is going to decide which traffic is need to be sent to Gen or not. Let me show you another diagram so you guys are going to understand in better way. So if I go and show you this tunnel 1 or 2 diagram, you can see here. In every client machine, means your PC, mobile phone, tablet, whatever devices are using that. This is your host, that is your computer. This is your computer. Let me use a different like diagram. This is your computer. In this computer, we have two space. One is the user space, one is the kernel space. What is the user space? Means you're doing any user activity like accessing the internet, browsing, whatever you're doing that, any applications, that is going to user space. So this user space is going to decide how I need to forward the traffic to Zscaler client connector. This is a Zscaler client connector. So for that, basically we require the forwarding profile. So whenever you are in the user space, this forwarding profile is going to decide whether I need to send this traffic to my client connector or I can go directly to the internet. There is two methods. I can send my traffic to the client connector or I can directly go to the internet. So in this situation, we have to use a pack file also. The pack file is going to be there. This pack file is known as the forwarding pack file. And in this forwarding pack file, you have to, means Java based pack file is going to be there. We'll cover later on. This Java based pack file is going to be written some statement. And if you have some exclusion, you want to bypass some applications, then it will never send to Zscaler client connector. It will send directly to the internet. Means GCC is going to bypass. So you are going to use the forwarding pack. So now you understand what is the difference with the forwarding pack. Means what is the use of the forwarding pack. So the forwarding profile is going to decide whether I need to send this traffic to client connector or not. And your forwarding pack is going to decide what traffic need to send GCC client connector or what traffic need to send to the my directly to the internet. This is the meaning of the forwarding profile and a pack profile. That means the forwarding profile versus we have the forwarding pack file. Now let's suppose once I send my traffic to the GCC client connector, again here have the app profile. And this app profile also have the app forwarding profile. Means app pack profile, pack file, app based pack file. In this app based pack file is going to decide, means once traffic is going to there, means it is going to decide, this profile is going to decide with the help of the pack file which traffic I need to send to the GIA and which traffic still I can send to the internet. So there is two method. If I want all traffic sent to my GCC, still my GCC client connector can bypass some traffic from GIA to direct internet, or some traffic might be go for GIA. So this is the key difference between the app profile versus the your forwarding profile. So let me back to the previous slide and you can just read this documentation. You can going to get the good understanding about it. So hold on guys. So if I go here, you can see in Zscaler client connector, we have the forwarding profile that is going to determine how traffic is going to be directed to Zscaler client connector. That is the meaning of the forwarding profile. However, app profile is determine how traffic is handled once reached to the Zscaler client connector. Understand guys, it's very clear. You have to be understand what is the difference between these two. So once you have the Zscaler client connector is going to understand, then it is going to use their pack file. Here the pack file is going to be responsible, means what traffic need to be sent to my Zscaler client connector and what traffic needs to send directly to the internet. That is the forwarding pack. This is the forwarding pack. So whenever you in the browser, this will decide, this pack will decide, do I need to send traffic to GCC or need to send direct? But if I talk about the app pack, app profile pack, this is going to decide which traffic will go my gen, okay, and which traffic still go directly to the internet. Clear? I hope it is clear to everyone. The difference between these two, forwarding pack and the your app pack and forwarding profile versus app profile. Now let me go and show you how it is going to look like. So if I go on my Zscaler mobile portal, here is the two things. One, you go in, there is the app profiles. Okay, this is the app profile and this is the your administrator where you have to create the forwarding profile. So let me re-log in again. Its session has been expired. Just give me a few seconds. It is going to re-log in. Hold on, guys. So let me re-log in from here. Session was expired. So I will show you step by step how it is going to be created and how it is going to be logged in even. So now I'm again in the my mobile portal. So first, if you want to create the app profile, before you create the app profile, you must have to create the forwarding profile. So this is your forwarding profile. So in this forwarding profile, you have to create the forwarding profile. So by default, we have the some forwarding profile available. But if I want to create forwarding profile one more, I can go here and create forwarding profile. And I can put that any name. So I can put like test lab forwarding profile. In this test lab forwarding profile, you have the selection method. How basically you can decide whether you are in the trusted network or off trusted network or untrusted network. Trusted network means you are in the office, you are in the corporate network. So there should be some criteria. Based on that, some criteria, your client is going to know, means GCC is going to know that this particular user is sitting in the office or non-office. And the easiest way, the DNS regulations. If you are going to be in office network, definitely your DNS server is going to be, most probably it is going to be your on DNS server, or might be it is going to private IP address, or some cases is public IP address also it is going to happen. But if you are sitting in the home, your DNS server always going to be your 8.8.8 or might be 1.1.1. Means this is kind of public DNS server is going to, or might be your router DNS server, the private IP address like 192.168.1.1 kind of the IP is going to happen. So I will select my matching criteria is going to be DNS server, and I will add the conditions. And what is going to say in add condition, I'm going to say any of the IP is going to match. Let's suppose I'm going to say any IP. Let's suppose I'm in the office, so I can put like this private range of the IP. You can put like a lot of IP address here. Even I can put 10.10.10.10 or any other IP address like 172.16.20.10. These are my supposed to be DNS server. If you have the multiple branches across the globe, so you might be have the 100 of the like your DNS server IP address. You can put it here, and based on that, basically it is going to be put it. So I'll just put this in information. I'll just turn on this feature. So if this DNS resolution is going to come, right? This computer is basically the client is going to come to know I'm in the office and I have to work differently. And how it is going to work differently, I will show you later. Now, the trusted network evaluations, there are some conditions like you have the split tunnel concept. You can enable the split tunnel. Split tunnel, basically what happened in a split tunnel, basically let's suppose this client is connected over the internet. Okay, so there is two method. You can directly go on the internet, means from internet you can go to internet. Another is you can go for the GIA and then you can go to the internet. So if you enable this split tunnel feature, so some traffic might be going GIA, some traffic might be going the internet, depend on the your split tunneling concept. Basically from the NIC point of view, traffic is going to be splitted into two parts, means direct internet or might be some other location where you want to send that. So I'm not going to match these all conditions. I will leave because in trusted network, generally what happen, we use the office tunnels like GRE or IP tunnel. We not use GCC. So already it's going to be understand by a DNS server is going to be my trusted network. So I will leave these all as a default. Now here is option. What is a window driver selection method? Window driver selection method. There is two method. We have the route base. And if you guys attended my previous sessions, I already explained what is the packet filtering mode and what is the route base. So in route base, what happened in kernel space, we have the default route available toward your GCC. So every traffic, what is going to come from your means user space from browser, it will directly redirect to the GCC. If there is no bypass is available in the your forwarding pack, all traffic is going to direct to the my GCC client connector. And based on that, it will take an action. This is the route base. But if you go and use the packet filter base, then it's use the window packet filtering method. and every packet is going to filter, and based on some ports, there are predefined ports. Based on that ports, the traffic is going to be forward to the GCC, and some traffic might be going to bypass if it is not going to be sent to GCC. So this is a two methods. So generally we can use either way. Zscaler default method is saying I want to use the driver method is the packet filter. Even you want to use the route base, it's also can be used. It's very easiest way. No need to use your brains. Now I selected this is going to be route base. Now it is asking how do you want to send your traffic to GIA. So to send traffic in GIA, we have total four methods. And you can see this is the first method, route base. We have the route base packet filter mesh, tunnel 1.0, 2.0. You can see tunnel 1.0, and also we have tunnel 2.0. Also we have tunnel with the local proxy. So I already explained in one of the session what is a tunnel with the local proxy, what is the meaning of tunnel 2.0, what is a tunnel 1.0, and what is the enforced proxy. And I'm not going to explain again. And what is a none. None means you don't want to apply any Zscaler services. You want to send everything directly to the internet without Zscaler. That is the meaning of none. So basically, here is a key summary like tunnel 1.0, tunnel 2.0, what all traffic you can send, what traffic you cannot send, and what is tunnel local with proxy. Best use, you should use tunnel 2.0. Okay, for most of the case, you are going to find 99.99% you are going to find, or 99% you're going to find tunnel 2.0, because this is the best way to send all type traffic. Means it's the standard port, non-standard port, non-standard protocols, web traffic, non-web traffic. You can do any bypass, exclusion, means most of the feature. This is the latest method to send the traffic to GIA. So that is tunnel 2.0, but you should know all the method because in interview it is going to be asked. So I will select tunnel mode, and tunnel is a 2.0. Now we are going to get some advanced feature also. How you want to use which tunnel, DTLS or TLS tunnel. So basically if you are going to do DTLS, it is going to be UDP based tunnel, but TLS is going to be TCP based tunnel. So TCP is quite slow, means not quite slow, but in compared to DTLS, it is going to be slow. So we by default, Zscaler recommended it is going to be DTLS. And these are different DTLS connection timeouts in seconds. If there is no response, then it's going to be timeout, and TLS connection timeout, and MTU for Zscaler adapter. So by default, leave it every parameter enable. So I'm not going to touch anything in advanced feature. I will keep that as the same. Now, there is some additional things you can do that if your domain is unreachable, you can just block the traffic. You can drop the IPv6 traffic we are not using right now. So we can just disable these all things. If you want to select the GIA dynamic selections, means one is going to fail for some reason, you want to switch the traffic to another one, you can just get that information. In case you're not able to understand what is the meaning of these all, you can see there's a question mark button. Okay, you just move the cursor here and you can just see that definitions. Once enable this GIA dynamic service feature, this will configure setting probe interval frequency and threshold limit. Means basically it is going to probe all the GIA, means which one is the healthy, which one is going to be best to send the traffic. I'm not going to do that. Also not proxy setting is required here because we are using tunnel 2.0. So this is the GIA configuration for the forwarding pack. So what I have done, I just select my trusted network criteria. Then I just make uh, how I want to send the traffic on the GIA. That is my basically route base. And this is going to be driver is route base, and then forwarding method is tunnel 2.0. And then I'm going to use VPN. Now we have the VPN network. When you connect to the VPNs, are you going to use a tunnel? I think you just skip as a trusted network, and might be I selected trusted network. Uh, Here is some trusted network criteria. Let me find here. GIA I have done. So trusted network, basically I must be off trusted network. Okay, on trusted network. So basically this is GPA. Hold on guys, I believe something is wrong here. There should be trusted network also. Okay, leave it. There should be some trusted network, but VPN traffic just use the trusted network. And trusted network basically use the none. I don't want to send with a tunnel. Most of the case, if I want to use a trusted network, it is going to use as a without tunnel. Some cases you are going to find tunnel with a local proxy as well. So in this case, I'm just going to make as a same as a trusted network. I need to find where is trusted network. Of trusted network, Like it's also going to same as a trusted network, but this is a GPA. This all for the VPN traffic. VPN traffic, you connect to the VPN, then you don't need to go on the like GIA in situation of the VPN because you already in LAN. So if you're in the LAN, whatever trusted network behavior is going to happen, same application is going to means same policy is going to apply for you. Means I am in the home, but if I connected to VPN, that means logically I'm in the office because I'm getting the office LAN network. So whatever my trusted network is going to be there, that is going to be same for that also. And here is a see the proxy setting for GIM. So if you have the any pack file and you want to apply, then you can create the pack file. From where you get the pack file, you can get the pack file. It is going to be hosted somewhere here, and you go from here. And let's suppose I want to copy this pack file. I can just copy this pack file. I can just go and here apply that. So I can apply the pack file also. It is going to browser based. And this VPN trusted network, I'll just make that GPA. This is GPA. So GPA basically use the tunnel. And VPN, if I'm connected, I'll just use the same as a trusted network. Off trusted network, it is going to be same. Now I'm done. So basically, this is trusted network criteria. If the trusted network, this is going to check the domain and trusted network evaluation. I can use this all features. Now I'm talking about the forwarding method that is going on trusted network. This is the on trusted network uh, forwarding profile. So this is the like issue I just make the wrong. So if forwarding profile, I'm the on trusted network. I say traffic none. None means I don't want to send via the tunnel for GIA traffic if I am in the trusted network. So this all is going to be bypass. But if I am in the VPN network, so it is going to be similar to the same as a trusted network. Now I am in the off trusted network. I'll use the same trusted network. Now this is a GPA. Sorry, off trusted network. It is going to be my tunnel. So I use the tunnel 2.0. Okay. And here is going to be same. Nothing is going to be changed. So let me repeat again, guys. There was some confusions. I was just searching for this one. I little bit overlooked that. So basically, if you using the forwarding profile for GIA, you are in the office network. Office network, that means you don't have to use any tunnel. You can directly use the GRE and IPsec tunnel. That's why I use the none. Okay. And if I am the VPN, also I use similar to the my LAN network, whatever I have. But if I go off trusted network, means off trusted network means I am not in the office. I am in somewhere in the home. So I will use tunnel and tunnel 2.0, and these are advanced features, and I can enable this advanced feature or leave it the default one, and this is going to be there. And now we have the pack file here. So here I will use the pack file. Okay. So there was a little bit glitch. Sorry for that. Actually, I confused. I was searching for where is the trusted network. So now it's done. And now we are for the GPA. GPA on trusted network. If I am in the trusted network, no need a tunnel and all. Same for the VPN. But if I am in the VPN network, if I am in the off trusted network, I use a tunnel. Sorry, I use a tunnel here. So I will save that. So now my complete forwarding profile has been created. This is my forwarding profile. This one. Let me make, yeah, this is the final forwarding profile. And this is tunnel. So now we're done with the forwarding profile. How we can create the app profile? For the app profile, we have to go in the app profile. And in app profile, it is going to ask for which device you want to create the app profile. Windows, Mac, Linux, iOS. For my device, I am in the Mac. Okay. You can see I'm in the Mac. So I'm in the Mac. So for Mac, I need to create my Mac based profile. But if you're in the window, you can do the same thing for window also. There's a window profile is created. But if I go here the Mac, I can create the Mac, and here is the Mac profile. By default, there is a default Mac. So let me just log in my GCC client connector. Give me 1 second. And I can show you how it is going to look like. Wait for a while. So if I'm going there, you can see if I'm logging this my GCC client connector, it is going to take the default policy. But I will change this default policy behavior later on. So if I go and log in again, and I will put the password here. Let me try. For some reason, it's not working. Hold on, guys. Might be I need to reset my password. It's not working, but I will show you later. Okay, for some reason it's not working. Let me try with another credentials. No, it's not working. So I'll check it. But you are going to log in. Means how it is going to log in? Let me show you. So if I go and log in it, you are going to find this kind of the. Let me show you. So this is going to give this kind of the policy. Means what is the policy you are going to get? So right now the policy must be, this is the default policy because I'm in the default policy. So I'm going to get a default policy here, but I'm not able to log in. But the moment I'll create my forwarding profile, it is going to push with the new policy and it is going to be there. So I can go here and create my profile here. I'll go here, profile, and I will create my profile here. And here I'll put that app profile, lab app profile. And I can put the rule order one. I enable this profile. And here you have to call the forwarding profile. So what is the forwarding profile? I'll use this is the test lab forwarding profile, which I just created. So your forwarding profile is going to create it here, and it is going to match in the lab profile. Now you have to not enable the GIA portion. I don't want to use the certificate installations. But if you want to install the certificate also, when this app is going to be there, you have to enable this one. But I don't want to install, but most of the time it is going to need it. Now, what are the group and department you want to allow? So I want to allow all the users, all the groups, because they need to be authenticated. So I just put it all the user, all the group. Now here is the option. If you have the any forwarding means app profile pack, you can put it here. Any custom app profile pack you want to define that, you can put. This pack will going to decide which traffic you want to send via GIA and which traffic you want to send to the direct internet. So here is the game. Basically, you have to go there, and this pack is going to decide from client center point of view. This need to be sent directly to the internet or it is going to the gen. So I don't want to use any kind of pack, but here is another options. For traffic steering, you have to decide which applications basically you want to bypass to send the Zscaler. Means you want to send that application directly to the internet. So you can select the applications. Might be you want to send the Zoom, Teams meeting. You don't want to Office 365, Microsoft Exchange. So these all will directly go on the internet. It will never redirect to the gen because unnecessary it is going to be do the inspection checks and all. So I want to send them all to the direct to the internet. Similarly, if you have any custom IP based applications, you can do that also. Let's suppose you have some IP based application 10.10.10, you can do that also. So I don't have any applications, so it's not showing here, but you can do that here also. Similarly, if you want to exclude any IP address, exclude means you don't want to send the like gen, then you have to exclude those addresses. By default, these are going to be private range. It's going to be excluded. They will never going to be sent to the Zscaler. That's the exclusion. So if you go and check for the Zscaler IPv4 inclusion versus exclusion. So you are going to get this difference. Means basically the exclusion is basically it is going to include the specific traffic to go in the Zscaler tunnel. Exclude that be directly going to be specific traffic from the G tunnel, right? Whatever you want to bypass the network, you want to send direct trusted services, ensuring they are not routed for a Zscaler. So basically, exclusion means you want to send directly traffic to the internet without showing in the gen. And inclusion means whatever network you want to send, you want the gen, that is possible. So that is the inclusion and exclusion. I believe you understand. For same for the IPv6 and inclusion and IPv6 exclusion. So any network you want to do that, generally by default these networks never go in the gen. So they are going to be excluded. 10, 172, 192 and 224 and 169 address and the broadcast. They by default excluded network. But in addition of that also you want to exclude, that is also possible. Clear? Now If you want to enable Zscaler firewall, it is possible. You can enable that because GIA Gen also have the firewall features. So you can see if I want to go here, we have the firewall control feature. So if you want to enable that firewall, you can enable it if you have the firewall profile. DLP you want to enable, that is also possible because this having a DLP profile as well. Let me show you this data loss prevention profile. So if you want to enable that, it is also possible. You can enable that. And finally, there is a password. What happened? Once you install the GCC, this GCC is going to run lot of services. Means lot of services. Let me try one more time. If it is going to be login. I don't know why credentials not working. Might be somebody changed my credentials. Let me check with team. Credentials should work. So I can show you something. Okay, not working. So let me go and show you here. See, if you want to turn off these applications, let's suppose you want to turn off this application, you log out from these applications. So in any scenario, if you log out, you want to turn off these applications cannot be directly log out and uninstall unless until you're going to give the password. So if I'm going to give this password 123456, disable GIA, you can put this password. You want to disable GIA, means these services you want to disable from here. There is a disable button is going to be there. Okay. Turn off this GIA, you can see. So you want to turn off, then it is going, if you click the GIA, it is going to give a turn off. So if you turn off, it will ask the password. So I'll give this one, disable JDX, again the password, exit password. If you want to exit from the application, require the password. If you want to uninstall this app, again, it's required the password. And disable DTP, again, it's required the password and GIA password. So any services you want to disable, it is going to require the password. And this password must be matched, then only you can do that. Authentication, if you want to do some additional authentication, it's required. And logging, this is logging, right? Means basically once you go for this one, what log mode you want to put it, debug, error, whatever you want to do that. So basically it is going to be by default debug and 100 MB file of the log is going to be captured. But if you want to check the error, if you do the error, it is going to show error here. This is going to be error here as well. So I want to debug, and let's suppose in debug I want to make as a 200 MB file here. And then I can just, if you want to enable the CLI access also, you can do the CLI access as well. I don't want CLI access. Test app policy. That's done. So your policy is going to be created. So we did the forwarding profile creations, and then under forwarding profile, we call that pack file also. And also we tell how traffic need to be forwarded. And then we call in the app profile. Now, what is going to happen? Once I log into my Mac, okay, this app, once it is going to log in, right now it's not login, but it is going to log once again. Anytime when it is going to be logged in, it is going to automatically push this new profile after 80 minutes. If it is going to log in, it is going to automatically push after 80 minutes. If for some reason it is not going to push, then what is going to happen? You can manually push. When you want to do the manually, it is going to manually push automatically to the GIA. What you have to do that, you just have to go here and update policy. You just have to click the update policy. The moment you click the update policy, it will automatically push the policy, whatever latest policy it have. So I wanted to show, but somehow credential is not working. Give me 1 minute. Let me try something else. I want to reset the credential. Okay, so leave it. I will check later. But if you click the automatic update here, so after 80 minutes, it is going to be take automatically. Else you just update the policy. It is going to take that credential, and this is going to show you this profile. If you go here, Mac OS, this profile is going to be there. Lab app profile, and then after you're going to get the all policy, then your forwarding profile is going to come in picture. So most important, I'll show you, means Evan, I just showed you everything, how you're going to configure the app profile and forwarding profile. But what is the most, you should know difference between these two things. So I hope you understand, guys, and it's going to be useful for you. And if you have any question, any comment, just let me know in the chat so I can take it.